Blue Grotto has some of the clearest fresh water you'll find anywhere. Or at least it will be until somebody stirs things up. It only takes one careless buddy team to decimate the visibility for everyone. This not only ruins everyone's enjoyment, but it also affects safety. Blue Grotto is one of just 4 cavern diving sites in north-central Florida widely considered safe for any certified diver with good buoyancy control skills, even if they lack formal cavern or cave diver training. But, to qualify as a cavern dive, you must be able to see the entrance clearly at all times. This can't happen if careless divers destroy the visibility. Here are 5 things you can do to avoid being the person who ruins everything. Note that most of these involve maintaining good buoyancy control and trim. This applies anywhere you dive, not just at Blue Grotto. Your goal should always be to wear the least weight you can, without fighting to stay down. Why is overweighting bad? To start, it's potentially dangerous. Carrying unnecessary weight decreases your odds of survival in an emergency. Second, it makes controlling buoyancy harder. Carrying unnecessary weight requires more frequent buoyancy adjustments. The less weight you use, the easier it is to maintain neutral buoyancy. Third, it can make your feet sink. With most BCs, you add weight to a spot below your body's natural balance point. The more weight you have, the more your feet will tend to sink. The closer you get to the bottom, the more likely you are to stir up silt. Always remain at least 2 body lengths from the floor. If you are constantly swimming, you may be doing what is known as planing. This is when you swim at an upward angle so that thrust from your fins helps keep you off the bottom. This downward thrust can easily stir up silt. To avoid this, stop frequently while keeping your fins still. If you find yourself sinking, add air to your BC to compensate. If your feet are sinking, you will need to take steps to adjust trim before the next dive. These steps can include: wear full-length exposure protection. Encapsulating your legs in neoprene makes them more buoyant. This, in turn, makes it easier to stay level. Wear your tank higher. Wearing your tank too low will drive your feet downward. You should be able to reach back with your right hand and grab your primary second stage hose. If you can't, your tank is too low. Take advantage of your BC's built-in trim weight pockets. These typically place ballast above your body's natural balance point, making it easier to stay horizontal and neutral. If your BC lacks trim pockets, aftermarket ones are available for your BC's cam band. Most manufacturers recommend keeping 1/3 of your total weight in trim pockets. Dangling octopuses and consoles can easily drag along the bottom. This not only stirs up silt but can also damage equipment. Secure your alternate air source second stage in an octopus holder or pocket. Make sure it does not come loose during the dive. Your SPG or console should be equipped with a snap that allows you to clip it off to a D-ring on your BC. Not only will this help prevent it from dragging on the bottom, but you also won't need to hunt for it to monitor depth, time and pressure. Many divers, if they find themselves sinking, will instinctively kick to try to maintain depth. This, more than anything else, destroys the visibility. If you find yourself sinking, keep your fins still and immediately add air to your BC. If you can't add enough air and time to avoid contacting the bottom, touch down with your hand on a rock. Once you regain neutral buoyancy, push off and get well away from the bottom before continuing to swim. Visitors to the grotto invest time, money and effort getting here. They do so with the expectation of enjoying the good visibility for which Blue Grotto is famous. Don't be the person who ruins the visibility for yourself and others. Remember that almost every diver carries a GoPro or similar camera these days. If you spoil things for others, you may find yourself starring in a Facebook or YouTube video commemorating your ineptitude. That's a starring role you don't want. These are where the least weight you possibly can without having to fight to stay down. Stay at least 2 body lengths away from the bottom at all times. Stop frequently to check that you are still neutrally buoyant. If you are not, add air to your BC. Eliminate any danglies. Dragging octopuses and consoles damages both equipment and visibility. Don't kick to keep from sinking. Instead, arrest your descent by adding air to your BC while remaining level. Do this, and you will help ensure your safety and enjoyment, as well as that of others. Fail to do this, and you may make this adorable reptile cry. Believe us, that is not something you want on your conscience.